I'm attorney Sherry Stinson, and welcome to today's discussion on why shopping for estate planning on price alone may be a bad idea. Conventional wisdom tells you that getting estimates is a good idea. While this may be true in some instances, this recommendation assumes that all estate plans are created equal and that price is the most important concern when putting an estate plan together. But shopping on price alone really just assumes that you're getting a set of documents that you've been told that you need. It doesn't take into account what is actually in the documents that sets out the plan for you dying or becoming incapacitated. So today I want to talk about the top 3 reasons how your cheap or reasonably priced estate plan can backfire. Reason 1. Cheap estate plans are often sold by a variety of people, including well-known financial gurus who promise you that if you buy their kit, that all will be well and that you will have an estate plan. First of all, these people are not lawyers. And second, well, many times they may tell you that the documents are state specific, but many of them are really just a cut and paste job with your state's name on it. Professionals who promise you a cheap estate plan don't spend time getting to know your family, your goals, and your life challenges. We often see people with a wayward child, family member who has special needs, or maybe has incapacity issues, or maybe just that child who married the wrong person. You know, the one who thinks it's great that they have wealthy in laws. Cheap estate plans may look like a plan, but they're not a plan at all, and they provide you with a false sense of security. So, buyer beware. You don't want to make the mistake thinking you have a plan in place at the worst possible time when you can't do anything about it. Reason number 2 that your cheap estate plan may backfire is that the forms that you get online or from the office supply store rely on you knowing what the law is. And it also assumes that those forms have been kept up to date. I know after practicing for close to 20 years that the law has very specific requirements and is very nuanced. As a layperson, you likely won't know that. And if you make a mistake, by the time you recognize it, it's too late to do anything about it. You're either dead or you don't have the mental capacity to make the change. This leaves you and your family in a very expensive and very uncomfortable position and often needs the court to help clean up the mess. A number of years ago, when I was a young lawyer, I worked at a law firm that was involved in an estate of an elderly man who had several $1,000,000. He hated 2 things in life. He hated his family and he hated lawyers. So he decided he would go to his local office supply store, pull the form off the shelf, and then go to his friendly local banker who had known him for years to sign the will. Now, unfortunately, he didn't know what the law was, and neither did the banker. So they sign this document and they assume all is okay, right? Wrong. When the man died, the will was challenged in the court by his heirs, who said that the document wasn't signed in the manner that it needed to be signed. After a lengthy court battle, the longtime girlfriend lost. He had promised this girlfriend she would receive his millions when she died. So she ended up without a home, no assets, completely destitute. She was devastated, all because he made the assumption that that form kit would provide him with the protection that he was looking for. This is not something that you want to do yourself. After all, you wouldn't do your own open heart surgery now, would you? Probably not. You really need a professional looking after you to make sure that your wishes are put into place and that they are ultimately honored. This is not something you want to do by yourself. Reason number 3, we've all heard the old adage, you get what you pay for. And with your estate plan, it certainly isn't any different. Your estate plan really, truly is a living, breathing thing. Your finances change, your health changes, your family situation changes. Getting something that's cheap or even having a lawyer who doesn't talk to you about all these different things can cause you significant problems at all the wrong times. This is not something that you want to play with. Even if you say, Sherry, I just have a house. Think about what your house is really worth. Do you really want to sacrifice the difference between what you're going to pay for a DIY plan and what your family will end up paying because you haven't done it right, the difference can mean thousands and thousands of dollars. And depending on the size of your estate, it could even be $100,000 or more. This really isn't something that you want to leave to chance. The consequences of not having a good estate plan in place is devastating. It will cost your family money, it causes family arguments, and it really gives you a false sense of security. This truly is a plan. It's not just a set of documents. And again, by the time anyone realizes they're a problem, it's too late to do anything about it. You're either dead or you're incapacitated. You really don't want your family to end up in court. So don't rely on these cheap plans. You're not buying oranges at the market. You're buying a plan that secures your future, your legacy, and your assets. If you're ready to get started on your journey, give us a call today, 727-295-3213, and we'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching.